aside from this so-called, or let's be praying for him, or have you actually sat yourself down one day and at least pray for 7 days? You fast and pray for this dear country. Have you actually done that?
I have done that countless times.
Oh wow!
I have done that countless times.
You must, you must be a true Nigerian, no?
I am not just a true Nigerian, but I am, as a child of God, and what my Bible said, my Bible said, we should pray for our leaders. And that is what I think we should be doing. Because at this point in time, the problem of this country is not just a one-man thing, but it is a whole. And that is the reason why we need to draw closer to God. We need to draw nearer to God for everything to become whole.
At this point, I must interject. The problem of this country right now, like I said, are people like this man. Now, if you look at the course of history, I'm going to mention some countries, for instances. South Africa, for instance, Archbishop Desmond Tutu was a clergyman, for God's sake. But he faced up to the apartheid government. He spoke the truth. He was arrested. He was beaten up. Martin Luther King in the USA.
And who said other pastors in this country, or men of God, or clerics, are not doing the same thing you're saying?
Martin Luther King in the USA was also a clergyman. He was the one that led the civil rights movement, that led to the discrimination, to the freeing of the blacks from discrimination in the United States. Also, Malcolm X in the USA was an Islamic cleric too. His faith in Islam was the foundation for his social justice advocacy. These men did not shy away from speaking truth to the leaders, even though they were clergymen. But in Nigeria, you find our clergymen, people like this, enjoying the comfort that they've gotten from deceiving their members, while they come and, if you are truly honest as a man of God, you should not be friends. You should not make excuses for our leaders, because they are the cause of our problems right now.
Excuses for our leaders. I said our leaders are trying to part. Let me tell you the truth and what you need to know. This government is not the problem of this country. Do you agree with that? The problem of this country did not start now. And we have them there is to pray for them, to make things work. So no one is siding anyone, no one is being friends.
But we are all praying for them every day.
This government has not spent up to a year. Or has it? No. So I don't know. There is
so now. Let me just come in here, because you are diving into the topic you are ignorant about. Now, are you saying governance is, when a new government comes in, we start from scratch all over again? For God's sake, this is a government that took over from a government that was in the same party.
What was
and
the
having
state
spent
of our
8 years
situation as that of the previous government? I think we should stop this complaint of a thing and help the government to help the nation. That is all I am saying.
I feel sorry for ordinary Nigerians right now, and people who listen to people like you in your churches, because it's so sad. People like you.
The same words you said to Gandhi.
Excuse me.
What you are referring.
Yes, because people like you. Hold on, sir. Let me make it clear to you in case you don't know. You, clergymen, are as powerful as the political leaders. Why do I say that? Political leaders are respected because they are our leaders. They are the constituted authority. You also, people like you also, are also respected because people see you as men of God. But what you guys do is you abuse your platform and you have weaponized spirituality. When Nigerians dare to ask what the problem is, you use your spirituality and things to bully them. In fact, you want them to be fearful to question the authority. Why is it a bad thing to speak the truth to power? Why is it bad for people like you? Imagine if someone like you goes to church on Sunday and climbs a pulpit and tells Nigerians the truth.
Are you playing? What truth are you referring to? Please.
Why can't you guys just tell the truth for once? That the problem of Nigeria is not spiritual,
so what is now,
but bad governance.
I am sorry. What is now the problem of Nigeria?
I've just asked a question, but you refuse to answer.
No, please. You said we are not telling our members.
Yes.
So what is now?
I asked a question earlier. Yes. Hold on, sir. Did God stop slave trade? Did God stop World War I? Did God stop World War II? Did God stop the apartheid in South Africa? Now I'm asking a question.
What?
These are
fought for it.
These are major events in history.
We fought for it.
Okay.
And it is.
So if you are now admitting that it was human actions, human activism that achieved all this, so why are you now saying we should now come to prayer?
It on the I want you to hit the nail on the head. What are you now insinuating? I said from the spiritual background that we all need prayer.
Mr. Man, I will not accept that kind of deviation from you. You don't need spirituality to go to the market and buy things.
I don't need you to understand, but I am saying that we need to get closer to God.
But sometimes he's actually right, though, don't you think? Because sometimes you need to pray for things to work.
You need to pray.
If you're working, you need to also pray. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Fine, it might be working, you might be saying this and that, but sometimes I feel like
it is the prayer of God that has held this nation together.
All right,
over a decade.
Let me ask a question right now. Can any sane person look Nigerians in the face and say to them that the problem we are facing right now is because they don't pray enough?
We need to pray. We need to keep quiet. It's a progressive thing.
For God's sake, there was a report that just came out some weeks ago that the bulk of the money that we just borrowed last year, that they cannot account for it.
There is no country that there is no country that doesn't have this level of corruption.
Really?
Of course.
That's a good excuse. Okay, if corruption is this rife in other countries, why are other countries doing well? So are you telling me that in Germany, for instance, in the UK, in the United States,
are we the only countries that is facing this crisis as we speak?
Okay, and now let me rephrase.
Yes or no?
No, you can't. You can't answer that question.
I think other countries
they are facing it. So why are we so bent on criticizing our leaders, criticizing the government, that they are working hard enough?
So other countries too are also borrowing money and eating the money.
Is it? What are you saying, Mr. OJ? A lot of countries, they live on borrowing, and so do we.
I'm not talking about living on borrowing. When you borrow money for economic development, the money should be used judiciously. And other countries have track record of using the money they borrowed.
So is it the borrowing of money that led us to this situation we have? This so-called situation we have?
It is part of it. It is part of it. Now,
the world is facing economic crisis.
Mr. Man, don't misinform Nigerians. Now, the problem with Nigeria right now is also, I don't want to blame the foreign powers, but you also have to bring them in. For instance, each time we go to the IMF and these financial institutions, international financial institutions, they keep lending us money, which is not supposed to be. Because one of the major conditions for them to lend us money is to ask and seek for evidence on how you've spent previously borrowed money, which you cannot defend, which you cannot show. Yet they keep borrowing us money. And why do they keep doing that? Because with each money they lend us, it comes with us giving them some concessions. It comes with some conditions about that to regulate our economy. In fact, they just asked us to increase our light tariff, IMF, upon what we are facing right now. These guys don't care, but our leaders too don't care. That's why they throw us into the wolves.
You are just an angry Nigerian. Why will you say our leaders?
I am a concerned Nigerian, and you are a Nigerian who is comfy, who is sitting down in your ill-gotten wealth, in your mission houses, spending your followers' money, and coming here and spilling rubbish. But let me say something. Let me say something. If you come to a time, I only feel sorry for you guys. I'm saying now, you clergymen. It will come to a time that Nigerians will come for you.
What have you done to solve the situation, even within your locality? Coming here to speak to Nigerians.
I am not a constituted authority, Mr. Man.
I don't understand.
I am not a constituted authority.
You are a leader in your own environment. What have you done so
I have
far?
my own small business and I run my small business.
So what have
now,
you
hold on. I would never accept you equating me with somebody who has been elected.
So what is the difference
between
you and the people up there?
The difference is they've been elected and they are in charge of our commonwealth.
Were you not among those that elected them in also?
Do you know who I voted for? Do you even know if I vote? And speaking of voting,
if you never voted, then you are among the problems of Nigeria.
Speaking of voting, now that's where you are wrong. Speaking of voting, I was on a podcast before the last election, and I was trying to let Nigerians know that one of the ways we can really show that we are angry is to use our voting powers by voting or not voting.
And is that not what Nigerians did?
No, let me finish. One of the ways, or the only way for now, to delegitimize the government is by not going out to vote. Now, imagine the last election now. Imagine that Nigerians do not go out to vote. There will be no votes to count. In a country where you have, let's say, 80 million registered voters,